Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. Today we are going to talk about implied main idea. Well everybody, I'll show you this simple diagram. A good paragraph will contain topic, main idea, and supporting detail. It is a must for us as a reader or a writer to know the following items. Topic is the general statement of the text, while main idea is what the author wants to say about the text. How about supporting detail? They are the explanation, exploration, and examples related to the main idea. But everybody, today we just want to talk about main idea. Based on the way we find the main idea in the text, the main idea itself is divided into two: stated main idea and unstated main idea, or we can call it implied main idea. If a main idea is stated, usually we can find it directly in the text. There will be a kind of topic sentence that we can refer to as the main idea. But if a main idea is implied, then it's very likely that it will be difficult for us to find it directly in the text because the main idea is not stated. It is not expressed with the topic sentence, but we should read the details of the text, every sentence of the text. Of course, we have to do it not word by word, but we do it very fastly so we can get the pattern, and after that we can conclude the main idea, which is called implied main idea. That is the main idea which is derived from our conclusion. This is available in the text, but this is not explicitly stated, so we must make a conclusion. Well, in other words, you can find the stated main idea by finding the topic sentence. If you don't know about topic sentence, you can try to look for explanation about it. The topic sentence can be in the beginning of the paragraph, in the middle, or in the end of the paragraph. If the main idea is unstated, we cannot easily find the topic sentence because the author just wants to show you the details, the supporting details in the paragraph. So you should conclude first to find the main idea. You should conclude what the author wants to say in the whole paragraph. To understand better about the difference between stated and unstated or implied main idea, let's go to the example of the text. I have two texts over here, everybody, text 1 and text 2. Let's try to compare these texts. Let's go to the text 1 first. Our aim here is to find whether this text has unstated or implied main idea. Firstly, let's skim the text. From the skimming, we can find the topic of this text. What is the topic of this text? Yeah, the topic of this text is about reading. From the skimming, we can also highlight some important points. Then, what is the main idea? Let's have a smart guess. Let's say that the main idea is in the beginning of the sentence. But let's do a smart check for this. The first sentence is, I get many problems in reading. Is it probably the main idea? Alright, so we can do a check by reading the whole text, whether the whole text here is talking about problems in reading or not. If you read the detail or the supporting sentences in this text, you will find that the details supports the main idea. The detail support the topic sentence in the beginning of the paragraph. You see the highlights, everybody? Those are some items or explanation that the author makes to explain about his or her problems in reading. So, it is correct to say that the sentence "I get many problems in reading" is the main idea. This is a kind of stated main idea. Why? Because it is stated explicitly in the text. Well, let's move on to the text 2. But maybe you are wondering that text 2 is about unstated main idea or implied main idea. Yes, it's true. But why and how can we decide that this is a kind of unstated main idea? Well, let's check it out together. Remember, everybody, that an implied main idea cannot be seen explicitly in the text. How can we find it? Let's read it first at glance, this text. This text is about reading an English novel. And here I have made some highlights to show you the points the author wants to say. And now let's do a smart guessing, like what we have done in the previous text. Let's say that the first sentence is the main idea. But let's have a look at first whether this is really the main idea or not. If this is the main idea, then the rest of the sentences will support to this statement. In fact, when we read it and read it again, then we will find that those sentences or the details around are not supporting this statement. So the first sentence here is not the main idea. Now let's see the next highlight, whether this is a main idea or not. Reading a novel always adds my knowledge. What do you think, everybody? Does it have any explanation? Yes, probably you can say that the next sentence is the explanation. I know the culture of people from different background area and I get new vocabularies for improving my English as well. That sentence explains the previous sentence. But see if there is more explanation. In fact, there are no more explanation except the next sentence after the blue highlight. So I guess this is not the main idea, because the main idea is not just part of the paragraphs, but it should cover the whole paragraph. The idea should talk about the whole paragraph, not only parts of the paragraph. Now, let's see the last point here. The blue highlight. Can it be the main idea? Reading a novel gives me insight to become an open-minded person. This sentence is followed by an explanation. Yeah, but only limited to one explanation. But if we can see there is no more explanations related to how reading the novel can give insight to the author or to the writer. Well, insight is actually like an inspiration. So it's almost the same with the previous highlight. In the previous highlight that reading a novel adds my knowledge, it only has one supporting sentence. It is the same with this one in the blue highlight. It also has only one explanation. So I guess the position of this sentence or the role of this sentence in this paragraph is only as the detail of the paragraph, not the main idea, because it cannot reflect the whole paragraph. It cannot representative to express the idea of the whole paragraph. Because we cannot find the topic sentence or the main idea in the paragraph explicitly, probably this is a kind of unstated main idea. So, what is the main idea of this text? You can find the implied main idea by paying attention to the patterns I highlight here. The yellow highlight here shows the points the writer or the author makes about this paragraph. You know, feel happy and relaxed is a kind of benefit in reading an English novel. And adds my knowledge is also a kind of benefit. And the phrase gives me insight to become an open-minded person also shows us about the benefit of reading an English novel. Therefore, we can conclude that probably the main idea of this text is I get some benefits of reading an English novel. So now it has been clear, everybody, about the stated and unstated main idea. Finally, we can conclude here we have 4 steps in finding the implied main idea. The first step is to read the whole paragraph to find the topic of the paragraph or the text. We can find it by reading the whole text, but of course do not read word by word because it doesn't save the time. The next one, you need to look for the pattern in the supporting sentences. You need to underline or make some points which you consider important in the paragraph. The next one is proposing the main idea. After getting the points and you can see the patterns in the paragraph, then you can propose main idea. That is by making conclusion from the patterns that you have seen. And the last one is checking. Yeah, you need to check your proposed main idea with the details of the text, whether your main idea matches with all of the supporting sentences in the paragraph. Well, finding an implied main idea, I think, requires more steps than finding the stated main idea. But don't worry, everybody. You can always do some exercises to make you better in understanding implied main idea. Because you know, the popular saying, practice makes perfect. And if you hope that you can understand implied main idea very easily, you should do more and more practice. Well, thank you everybody. See you in the next time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.